Come on in. Have a seat. Have a seat with me today. Hi guys, it's Raven. I know you're probably wondering, where am I at? I'm in my basement. I'm rarely down here unless I'm doing laundry or playing with the kids. But I want to switch up the environment, change it up. So I'm down here in the basement, lower level, whatever you want to call it. But welcome. I know always where to. Welcome to Raven's Daily Life, where we talk about all things family, marriage, relationships, friendships, all the good things culminating into one. But I know you're probably being nosy looking at the pictures, so let me just help you. These are some of my favorite pictures. But this one is my son Kingston that you guys saw when he was little. This is the family picture with my husband and I. A picture when he asked me to marry him, the proposal, which was at our housewarming. And then this is right here, a picture of me when I went for Miss New York. I think it was in 2016. So there's a little thing, a tidbit you may not have known about me. Your girl was in the pageants. Just one. But that was a good time. But welcome on in. I know it's been a little bit since I last recorded. I need to stop saying that. Listen, life happens, okay? Like right now I'm recording you while the kids are taking a nap because that's important. So, I want to talk today about all things that have been happening with me career-wise. Share some things with you guys. Hope I don't cry. I don't think I'm going to cry, but it may happen. But yes, share some things with you all, how things are going. So many of you may not know, kind of like backtracking career-wise. I graduated with my BA, Bachelor of Arts in Communications and Advertising, in a college which is not here anymore. So sad. In Albany, New York. And then I went on to get my master's in my MSM, Master of Science in Management and Organizational Leadership. I actually graduated with my father, tidbit. Look at the picture here of me and my father. We graduated together. I was working at a college, an online school, and I was able to go back to school to get my master's for free. And my dad was actually one of the students. He enrolled because I told him he needed to go and finish. So we actually were able to graduate together. So that was actually a really, really good time. Fast tracking career-wise, what have I done? Just thinking, kind of the sectors that I've been in. I've worked for a nonprofit. I work with youth, which is actually always my passion, which I think is the reason why I do so well with kids, besides having my own, but do so well when it comes to the book. And if many of you don't know, I am the author and publisher of Kingston's Maine. I own my own company, as flimsy to say, called the Daley Publishing Co. And I wrote, and as I mentioned, wrote and published Kingston's Maine. This will be one of my many books. So I will be talking about that as well. But backtracking to career-wise things, yes, I've worked at nonprofit. I work with youth. I've worked in marketing agency, higher ed as well. Those are kind of been my things that I've been tapped into. But fast tracking to what I'm currently doing now. So last year was a year for me, 2024. I was let go from my job. When I came back from maternity leave from having my youngest son, Kaufman, I came back to a working environment that was toxic. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all. So they let me go, which was very devastating. Honestly, to be completely honest and vulnerable with you all, it was very devastating to know that no matter what I did, I felt that they had it out for me. So, child. Sorry. So, needless to say, in that moment, I was very hurt, as you can imagine, if anybody has ever got fired or let go, that I was questioning who I was as a person, all these things. But in that time of processing and figuring out what I really wanted to do with my life and where I wanted to go career-wise, I tapped into one of my thoughts that I had for many years, and that was writing a children's book. That was the thought of, I've always had a thought of, I want my son to be able to see himself throughout the pages of a book. So I remember at one of the previous jobs I worked in, one of my coworkers had written a book, and I asked her questions about it, and it was just sounded like such a lengthy process and a lot of steps and a lot of money, and it scared me. And that was almost 4 years ago. And I was just very nervous about it. But this little thing kept tapping on me to really do my own research and delve into figuring out what it would take to actually write a children's book. What would it take to publish my own book? Because I wanted to be able to have creative control and know where my book was going and be able to make the most money I can from my very own book, from my words. So I did all that research, and I just put all I could into it. Honestly, I made sure that I surrounded myself with and did my research on people. I can say I have one of the bomb illustrator who I will continue to work with. She already knows that I'm going to write another book. It's actually already written, just has to do all the things that go into it, but she knows that I'm going to be doing that. My goal is to do a book a year, possibly, or every other year. So yes, so I wrote Kingston's Maine, and again, the purpose, and it's so crazy to see other people reading the book, and it's crazy to see everyone what they take from it, and that's what lights me up. And besides, the most important part is Kingston. Kingston loves the book, loves talking about his book. One of my first school tours was actually at his school, and to see him, you see the picture right here, see him holding up the book, see him being able to talk about it to his friends and being so excited to know that my mom wrote a book. So that just it warmed my heart. It really did, to know that he was so proud of me that I wrote a book about him. You know, I should be able to pull some stats, but there is a very small number of children's books with brown and black faces in them. So I wanted to be able to give my son something that he could be proud of, being able to see himself. This is not a character or anybody else. It's about my son Kingston. It's named Kingston's Maine. So to be able for him to see himself in the pages, to say, "Wow, Mom, that's me. Wow, Mom, that's my hair." And it was a big part because Kingston has big curly hair, and for him to know that his hair is special in each and every style design that I choose or that he chooses to rock. Right? So his mane is important. His mane and all of its facets is beautiful, and it's his. And it's different. It's unique. Nothing else like anybody else's. It's his. And I wanted him to know that that's important, that he's important. So this book is just, and also sidetracking, I couldn't find books that showed that, right? I saw, little girls getting their hair done, but there wasn't about a book that showed the steps and what we did. And this works for me and my family and my son's hair. So don't come for me talking about this, not the steps. No, thank you. So this is what was important for me. So I am just so happy to know that I stepped out on faith and I poured my money into the book, especially in a trying time, right? No job. But used some of my savings that I had that I wanted to allot to this, and look at it now. We had our book signing on November 10th, and here we are now. I've been in about 5 or 6 schools so far that I've read to. I've had one speaking engagement so far, being a keynote speaker. I have another one coming up next week. Also doing tabling events to get the word out. and I've been doing all my marketing and promoting for the book. So I'm just so happy to see sales and people believing and purchasing the book and sharing and liking. And awesome, your girl's a star. Kingston and I were on the news actually to highlight the book as well. So it just warms my heart to see all the hard work that I've been pouring into, so everyone can be able to share and enjoy the book as much as I do and take something from it. You know, one of my goals is to be able to hit every elementary school in the Capital District. That's one of my goals. So that's what I call them the main tours, main school tours. That's what I've been doing. And I want every child, girl, boy to be able to open the pages and see them and then get excited as much as I am. So your girl got a business. Your girl's doing all the things. And I'm happy. And again, during that trying time, I'm happy to know that I was able to pull out a victory, and that's of myself, to believe in myself. And fingers crossed, things come together with this job that I'm embarking on. Hopefully, I'm going through the process, you know, the background, all the things. So fingers crossed that goes through. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to share that, you know, no matter what you may be going through, no matter what trying time you may be going through, make sure you tap into your support. Make sure you find something, that little thing, that idea you may have had years ago. Take that and tap into that and figure out what you can do to make that little dream, that little glimmer come to light. Let that be your spark to figure out what you want to do. And even if it's a hobby, right? Because Daley Publishing will not be my full time. I would hope so in due time that we raking in money. But as of right now, you know, girl still needs a 9 to 5. So that's what we're working on too. But I'm happy to know that I have my own. This is my baby, my other baby, that I'm pouring into and packaging orders and figuring out next steps and actually sharing that. One of the things that we're dropping today is some merch. Some shirts, some little shirts with Kingston's logo on it. So just trying to stay inventive and innovative throughout this process so people can constantly still be clicking on the website, checking that in those analytics to see how we can turn those around to figure out what's next to give out to people. So your girl's over here doing the thing. And I'm proud of myself. Oh, you said you're proud of me too? Thank you. But yeah, I just wanted to share it because I know people may not have known really career-wise what I've been doing and where I'm going. So you are the ones to know. And drop in the comments some things that you feel like you've had a desire to do, but may have not stepped into it really to really make it grow to light. So I want to be helpful in order to push you to do those things that you thought of, but you were a little fearful of doing. So we are on this journey together, as I mentioned. So I appreciate you guys for showing up, because I know sometimes you're like, what you want to talk about today? Well, here you go. So I appreciate you guys for showing up. And I know it's one of my longest videos, 13 minutes, but I just wanted to be able to share some things about myself, and hopefully you share some things about yourself so I can be there with you as well. So thank you for tuning in. If you have not done so, I don't know what you're waiting for, but I'm going to need you to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that alert button so therefore you're tuned in on what's going on with me, on my world over here. I'm going to make sure I keep posting some more shorts because you guys seem to like the shorts. And if you are not already following me on Instagram, please make sure you are. Raven's Daily Life over there. And even if you wanted to on Facebook, I'm over there as well. So you can stay in tune with what's going on with all the promotions for Kingston's Maine, things about me, all the things. So, love you all. Thank you.